Oh, stop. Oh, stop. Alright, I mean it. Put your hands down. Okay, how's everybody doing? I know it's been a few days. It's been almost a week. Angel's in the house. Angel's in the house. We just got back from Chuck E. Cheese, his old job. And we went there to, formally decline. That's right, decline his future employment. Although he seemed dead set on it, he decided the cheese wasn't the way to go, after all. And they took it in stride, They gave us a free pizza. We kicked it, and I have to admit, it was popping over there. How'd you feel about seeing your old place of employment, full and full of life again after COVID-19?
I call it the old stomping grounds. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am here. It is I, Angel. Yeah. Thank you. I might get some mixed reviews, but who knows? Only time will tell. So I had to go down back to the cheese, Chuck E. Cheese, and actually kind of shut down the offer. Because I did actually mention this in one of my most recent podcasts with my buddy John, that, I was under some stress, and I'm kind of glad I at least got something off my chest. And that was actually the turn down to Chuck E. Cheese. I had to, because it was kind of far and too much to commute, knowing that I was already trying to go for a full-time job at back at Stater Brothers, obviously here in California.
A little side note here, in case people are wondering, he wasn't going from unemployed to Chuck E. Cheese. He already has 40-hour job at Stater Brothers. And he was, contemplating taking on another 40-hour, which would have took him into the 80-hour full-on adult life freaking shit. Which, to me, 80 hours is not only adult life, but that's pretty much the max that anybody can work on an adult. That's with no kids and pretty much no life. And that's coming from somebody who tried it before and has done it, and who has no life, like me, and no kids. And I felt bad for my dog, during that time, but she beasted it out. And I think Angel would have too, but I think he would have been... I think he's going to be much happier, not pushing himself that far in the long run.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, they understood. It was just like an offer that was thrown out to me. They wanted to just simply match the pay rate of my other job that I could be... that I'm currently working at. I'm sorry. And I just thought it was an offer that I couldn't refuse because I wanted to give it a try. But I don't think it would have worked out in the long run.
I love how he says it's an offer I couldn't refuse. Like The Godfather came down and, pretty much offered him, put a hit on somebody or something. He's like, it's an offer I couldn't refuse. And it's Chuck E. Cheese, my boy. I slapped the cheese in the face. Seriously, tell him to step back.
Yeah, but I mean,
free pizza only goes so far.
Yeah, other than all this seriousness going on, we also have quite a bit to cover. Things that are definitely fun upon movies, entertainment.
By the way,
we're just trying to segue into the next topic of of things going on.
By the way,
the latest trends as well.
By the way, what's the last movie you've seen? Let's hear your review on... What was it again?
Oh, Black Widow.
The Black Widow.
Yes, Black Widow.
I still haven't seen it.
I thought it was a great movie.
By the way, that's the movie he ditched me for last podcast. Go ahead.
In case anybody's ever not seen this movie, I would not ruin it for anybody. But however, you might want to stick around after the ending credits because there is an extra scene. That's all I'm gonna say. John, so
how pertinent is this extra scene? Does it make a big difference? I mean, you could at least tell us that. Is it something that is a game changer, or might shut down or open up the next Black Widow?
I don't know about open up the next Black Widow, but I mean, it just kind of segues into another transitioning Marvel superhero to make an introduction. I'll just put it that way.
When you say segue, I'm thinking those motorized bikes, or is that a Segway? Isn't that a Segway? What the heck is a Segway?
Segue, it's just means transition into the next biggest thing coming up.
I thought it was like a bike or something, a Segway.
No, Segway's not a bike.
It's those things that you ride on with 2 wheels.
Are you sure? Segway. I thought that was called a moped.
No, it has 2 wheels like this, and you're on top, and those security guards are on them in the mall.
Yeah,
that's a Segway.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Well, anyways, there has to be that. Okay, all right.
Maybe I'll confirm that on the next one. Oh, by the way, I need to retract some of my last statements from my last podcast, and this one was one of the biggest fails. I'm listening to it over, and I hear myself say, "Hell no, I'm not fertile." And I was like, oh my god, I had a huge dyslexic moment. I meant sterile. Hell no, I'm not sterile. Because when I got the vaccine and told my girlfriend about it, she tried to say that she got it too, but I could tell she was lying. So when I finally caught her up on it, she got all defensive, and she was like, well, you'll probably be sterile in the next 10 years anyway. And I'm like, what the hell? I go, hold on. You do not say that to somebody. But I said fertile instead of sterile. And because probably I just couldn't think of the word, and I had a dyslexic moment. By the way, I do have dyslexic moments, okay? They're not all the time, but usually it's like when I'm on a roll, and when I'm getting to like the peak of what my point is, and boom, there it kicks in, and it pretty much just like, when I listen to myself, I'm like, wow, you were on a roll, and then you just shut yourself down with that dyslexic moment. So, I'm known for it, listen out for it. You can correct me on the comments. You can roast me on the comments. I really don't care. I always welcome a roasting, because I'm always down to give a roasting. And we always know who to. EDD or the DMV, they're always ready for one.
Definitely.
Not lately. I'll ease off of them, because they've been getting it from everywhere. Every which way. So, we're in Cali. You guys know that, SoCal. We were getting a lot of breathing room with the pandemic lately, like stuff's easing up. If you have the vaccine, you can walk around without the mask. All of a sudden, the mask's coming back. Let's see, what other news? Oh, Governor Gavin Newsom, he had the Golden State stimulus Part 2. That's coming in a few weeks. Or actually, I think the first checks are already getting sent out this week. The first checks, it's like an extra 600 for people who live in California. We were part of
probably the first wave, but we'll see.
I usually get in the first or second wave, but, that might be coming to an end. I might be on the last one now that I said that, jinxing myself. But for anybody who's, hasn't kept up, if you're earning less than $75,000 a year, you'll be getting that too. And if you did your taxes last year, then you'll be getting that little steamy boost. In other news, Governor Gavin Newsom is getting he could be getting recalled at the same time as his second booster. But from what I'm reading, there's not really a good chance, because the last time somebody got recalled, there was like 135 people lined up to run for governor. In his in the last recall. But this one, there's only 41, and I think 21 of them are Republicans. The other 20 are like no party. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to put my vote in right now, or my prediction in right now, and say that he's going to stay in office. That's just what I think. What about you?
Well, for as long as he's going to hand out money, and knowing the fact that the Democrats are definitely in power with Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, knowing that he is the nephew of Nancy Pelosi, I don't think he's going to be going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, a little conspiracy theory there? Okay. Yeah. All right, conspiracist. I don't know about that one, but we'll see. I mean, so it looks like we both agree on the outcome of that. So if we're both wrong, then you guys can roast us. But I don't think so. I think most people are seeing it. They already took like a pre-poll run and saw that he was looking good anyway. So go Gavin.
Even if they are getting signatures, for as long as he, tries to stay in power and gives out these stimulus checks, I don't think anybody's going to be mad out here in California. So we'll see. But I think people are probably still upset about it. But people are just going to,
Is he already at the end of his term anyway?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, because it seems like he's been in term the whole pandemic. So that's already 2 years. I mean, how long do governors stay in office?
Yeah, he's been up there for a while now.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Okay, so some movies I've seen lately I want to review. Oh no, wait. I'll get to the movies at the end. We'll end this on a good note. I have a good one. Okay, this one is, and I want people to know about this because these companies get way too much praise, and they be doing some shady stuff like this. Check it out. The European Commission has fined Volkswagen Group and BMW $1 billion for colluding with Daimler to hold back the development of technology that could have reduced harmful emissions from their vehicles. Straight up, check this out. All right. In a statement on Thursday, the Commission said the three German car makers, along with Volkswagen subsidiaries Audi and Porsche, breached EU antitrust rules by agreeing to avoid competing on technical development in the area of nitrogen oxide cleaning. All right, the five car manufacturers, Daimler, BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsche, possessed the technology to reduce harmful emissions beyond what was legally required under EU emission standards, but they avoided to compete on using the technology's full potential to clean better than what is required by law. In today's world, polluting less is an important characteristic of any car, and this cartel aimed at restricting competition on this key competition parameter. They aimed at restricting competition. So pretty much, they had the technology, and they wanted to hold back because they were already in the top of their game, in their class, and nobody was close to them, so they're like, we'll just hold on to this technology. But the fact is, I mean, this goes beyond money. It's hard for these companies that make a bunch of money, that are all about money, to see that. They're like, oh, we can make more if we hold this back and just, let off a little bit at a time. But the fact is, you could be helping out, the climate, the earth, pretty much. This is a humanitarian thing. You guys need to step back from your bank accounts and realize that. And sometimes, I guess it's just too hard for them to get their eye off the greenbacks and all what really matters. And that's sad. But to me, $1 billion, that'll probably get their attention. And I think they should be fine. I mean, what do you guys think? You guys think that they had every right, to keep competition like that, or that they were in the wrong? Well, I don't know. I mean, I know, but I don't know what everybody else thinks.
Yeah,
it's a shame. It really is.
All right. I was actually talking to, speaking of competition, and there's anything in competing, my job at Stater Brothers consists of, as of right now, old contracts and new contracts between what they had carried in the union and the company, and the and the company itself. So right now it's actually the union versus the company. So there's a lot of kinds of other people that has been working at Stater Brothers for a really long time, and I had this coworker who was very knowledgeable, and I'll just try and keep this brief so that we can get our underway on the next segment. Long story short, he said that he has not seen the amount of people come in the past 18 years that he's worked at Stater Brothers come and go. And the job at Stater Brothers was actually supposed to be like a really good long-term job for those who are trying to work. And, the main manager at the particular store I work at could let, pretty much the village burn. There could be no help, and he won't really care less whether he hires new people or not. They're just people that's just not properly trained. And the new contract actually consists of not having the same benefits of the old ones of the people that's been working there for a longer period of time than the new people. So that's the reason why he was shocked, and seeing so many people come and go within a short span of time. So therefore, that's what makes it competing between the union and the company itself. I'm not one to give up or necessarily, fall through with this, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So, yeah, what do you think about that, John?
Well, I think the unions, they're always going to try to get more than